Kubota, we're going over to the middle. I call this the high property, the high side. So this is the high pasture side and the main horse barn side. Over here is the middle pastures. This barn is another barn just used for storage, although it's newer. There is electricity at that pole, but we didn't bring it into the barn. Okay, you're passing by this one. You see it's front of the barn, and inside is where we keep our big bales of hay. It's crepe myrtle. See, the horses like it there. Now they can go from all the way from the road here, which is right down the front of this, sorry, and all the way to the back of the property, which you'll see. This is just a really nice setup for them. And they don't, the older ones never come in the summer, in the winter time. They've got enough turnout sheds and feed. Again, over here in this pasture, that side is about 17 acres. And this is going back down the lane. Now there's one house on this road other than my house, and that is my 81-year-old neighbor. And we'll pass his. He's got a little 5-acre lot, and it hooks onto ours, but just on the left side of the road. House. Should have moved the horse around for you, but so, again, down there is a little grotto. It's very nice, but I got my hands full. Now the neighbor's property starts right about somewhere in here. We've got a survey, so it's no big deal. That's his. But over here is ours. It's the back of the house, the rest of the middle pasture, and it's big. The fences are about 5 years old. They're a pretty good rate. Over here you've got a cross fence that goes all the way down to the lower pasture and hooks onto another fence there, so you can't separate animals. We've got, there's the neighbor's house. He's a pretty good guy. Over here you've got a gate just in case you need to get in and out. And then it opens back up into our property. Here I just put some fruit trees. Now you could put a house there, or right over here we have a septic tank, almost brand new, and a power pole and water. So that is already done. And if you stop the Kubota right here, well, this is your view. So obviously this would make one heck of a building site. And there's your water and power, surrounded by trees. And even if you wanted to build something down in these woods, we cleared them out and we've kept them clear because it's just like a park and it's really pretty. Down there, this is a lane you can go around through the trees. This is about on this side, I think it's a little 5-acre lot on this side. The majority of the property is on the other side. And that's your view from in here, which would make a nice lot. I don't know how big the pond is. I'm guessing maybe 3 acres. It's going back up the road. And this is the lane you get around. Now this fence right here separates you from your neighbor in the back. He's a sweetheart. He's got 34 acres. And she's just a good guy. He's also a paramedic. Nice guy to have as a neighbor. And that's the back of the pond. And that woods right there is a little ravine. If you've got cattle, the cattle love to go down in there and get out of the weather and get away from the bugs. And there's a lot of deer and turkey in there too. The pond is stocked with bass and just a ton of catfish. And of course, bluegills. You can't go anywhere without them. It's the gate leading into the lower pasture. Get off and open it for you. Now, all these is grass and some weeds in it. This pasture here, unless you open it up to the pond, which I have it set up, you can do that, but I don't advise it. You can get water. But normally I don't lock anybody in back here because I don't have that many horses and I don't need to rotate my pastures like most people do. Again, that's that little grotto down in there. And here's part of the lower pasture. Some grass coming up. The bush hog did a little while ago. All those trees over there, that's still part of the property. There's a fence behind it. Now it's just a 4 or 5 wire barb because the horses don't go into the woods that much. So I never put a bigger, tougher fence. The trees sometimes fall in there and you want something that's easily repaired. But it's not a regular thing, so it's no big deal. But just so you know that those trees are part of here. This is just the back of the property where I told you it meets up with that other guy's. We're going to turn around. 90 acres is a lot of land, but if you've got animals, it's the best way to do. Back behind those trees is another area of pasture, and in those trees are several springs. So that pond is spring fed, and it's about 20 foot deep. That is our property, and the creek is the barrier on that side. Fence